Now, this is not necessarily the video that I wanted to make, but it's Easter, and if you know anything about Danish holidays at all, there's basically nothing open for like a week. So I opened up the fridge to see what I can come up with what I already have, and I came up with an idea. Plus, we've not made any Bulgarian breakfast classics in a while, so today we're making ПАНАГЮРСКИ eggs. That sounds stupid, but honestly, I couldn't come up with any translation in English that didn't, so we're just gonna call them what they are. Яйца по-панагюрски. Now, this style of eggs can be made for anything from lunch, brunch to breakfast, depending that is on how much you care about smelling like garlic, since these are a bit of a stinky affair. And of course, there's gonna be different versions of this dish, but this is just how my dad used to make them when I was a kid, so this is яйца по-панагюрски for me. Now, first thing we're gonna address is the pan. My carbon steel pan has already been on the burner for 10-15 minutes, and it's important that whatever pan you're using to cook your eggs in that's not non-stick is that it's hot. I cannot stress this enough. If you don't want your eggs to stick, your pan needs to be hot. Now, if you've seen my spring minestrone video, you might remember that after cooking the bacon, I saved some of that rendered fat. And I do this every time I'm cooking bacon. This is what I'm gonna use to cook my eggs in. I'm gonna add about half a teaspoon of that to the pan, and once it's nice and melted and hot, I'm gonna crack in 3 eggs. I'm not gonna salt these straight away, I'm gonna wait a little bit. Now there's definitely a little bit of crust forming on the bottom already, which I like, and there's a little bit of the watery white on the top, but I'm gonna kill the heat and I'm gonna let the residual heat of the pan cook the rest of this. This is also where I'm gonna salt these. I find that salting them right as they hit the pan could give them a weird texture. Now, you can see that the whites have finished cooking and we've got this beautiful crispy lacy bottom. That is what I like. Now to finish these, we're gonna make a quick garlic and paprika oil. In a different pan, I'm gonna add a few glugs of oil. You could go for olive oil, but what traditionally is used is sunflower seed oil. To that, I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of sweet paprika. Be careful, because if your oil is too hot, this stuff burns super quick. I'm also gonna dice up a large clove of garlic, which also goes into the pan with the paprika and the oil. I'm gonna take this off the heat before it burns, and we're ready to put this thing together. I'm gonna go in with a few dollops of the yogurt, and then I'm gonna hit them with that hot garlic paprika oil. And I'm just gonna finish with a little bit of chives, just for a pop of green. And that's it, our gorgeous eggs are done. You really wanna bust up that yolk and mix it in with the yogurt and the garlic oil. These eggs are so tasty. They're such a beautiful play between the rich garlicky oil and the fresh yogurt. These are pretty saucy boys, so it helps if you have a nice piece of bread to scoop all of that stuff up. I haven't had these in years. It's one of my favorite ways to eat eggs. It's seriously good. Go give them a try. Bro, love it.